where do I start? Where do I get my rhythm? Where do I get my groove?
I always start off with a bounce. You just start with a bounce, and then you see.
I'm part of the baddest game, most successful game in the world. I went to Portugal this year, and the young tour guide goes, "It's Doris Burke from 2K." It wasn't Doris Burke, the announcer. It was Doris Burke from 2K.
Traffic making its way across the... And with...
Well, for the Golden State Warriors, making 5 straight finals appearances.
Yeah, they got a lot of pride there, there's no doubt, and rightfully so. Thank you. And a chance now to take a look at some numbers for Morris.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. We've got Marcus Morris. Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Leonard in at small forward. And for Golden State, Curry and Clay, the Splash Brothers, in the backcourt. Marquise Chris is out there with Draymond Green. And it's Wiggins in at the 3, the small forward. Fantastic backcourts facing off tonight in this one, Smitty. Let me ask you, do you think this is a guard-centric league right now?
Kevin, it is, and no matter how tall you are and what position, pretty much 90% of the guys now can dribble, they can pass, they can shoot. We have guys that are 7-footers that we're calling guards. So I think right now this is a guard-oriented league.
Ball's knocked loose, stolen by Thompson. Green dishes to Thompson. Now here's Curry, and he can certainly fill it up when they need him to. He's averaging almost 21 points a game. Another shot. That one wide left.
Yeah, slow start right now. 5 straight misses to get this one going.
And the foul on Andrew Wiggins. That's his first foul. Outside, George launches a 3. It's rebounded by Golden State, coming off that loss against the Nets. It's Curry outside, drops in the tray.
Steph, baby, the best shooter we've seen from beyond the arc. Pretty.
And there's the call on Klay Thompson. That's his first foul. Here's Morris. 9-point game his last outing. In the corner, George with it. And here's Beverly. Rocket 6, beyond the arc. And again, it's the Clippers missing. The Warriors have gotten only 1 of 6 shots to drop for them to start this game. Chris kicks to Thompson. From deep 3-point range. And no good that time. Great D that time from Leonard. A superstar summer, Greg, for the Los Angeles Clippers in Kawhi Leonard and in Paul George. Greg, they have 2 elite wings, great defenders in their prime.
Give them credit, but also Kawhi Leonard pushing the levers behind the scenes. He wanted another superstar to join him in recruiting Paul George, who still had 2 years left on his deal in OKC. Kawhi took unprecedented control of his free agent destiny.
The 3 from George. Draymond Green pulls it in. Green's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Chris. That ball's nice feed that time from Wiggins.
And this is where Chris does a considerable amount of damage. Feels comfortable taking those interior shots.
Now, here is Morris. He's been putting up the points on a very steady basis, averaging around 17.5 points a game. Wiggins drives in. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound. Clippers trail by 5. 16 feet away. And it's Beverly missing.
Can't fault the play call. Even though he couldn't convert, that's a good shot.
Outside Curry. Takes a 3. That one dropped for his second bucket. Mark him 2 for 4.
So good with the ball in his hands. Curry's just as effective off the catch.
Leonard trying to break free. And the dunk by Zubac.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
The problem is your opponent is making big plays as well. I'll be curious to see the response.
And here's George. After the three-pointer from Stephen Curry. Over Thompson. George, no good.
And at a certain point, you just have to look to someone else to score for you.
Outside Curry. The pass to Wiggins. And now here's Chris. Golden State moving the ball around. From 17 feet out. And there's Stephen Curry on the assist by Wiggins. And 11 points for Steph Curry.
Man, he has been locked in this quarter, shouldering the load at the offensive end.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Here's Beverly. It's stolen by Curry. Oh, and here we go. Green's got it. The fast break chance. Finished off the break.
And what a way to start this game, dominating at both ends of the floor.
They came in prepared, focused, and really jumped on the other team early.
Zubac makes it off the glass.
I love the patience Beverly has developed with the ball in his hands. Terrific find.
Thompson for three. And no good on the last second attempt this time. It's been all about Stephen Curry for the Golden State Warriors. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue.
The way I judge, whether we...
You know, Greg, defense is Draymond's specialty, no question about it.
And it all starts on that end. The Warriors feel like if they take care of business at that end, the offense will take care of itself.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And a very convincing performance here from the Warriors so far.
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Yeah, they were very physical and very aggressive. They've just been the better team so far.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Setting the floor for the Warriors, we've got Looney, and it's Wiggins in at the 2.
The Golden State Warriors so great offensively. People forget about their defense. Their length and IQ make them tough to deal with, especially in the playoffs.
Now Jackson. He's coming off a 16-point game against Golden State. Here's the 3. The three-pointer is right on target. Jackson's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. In the last couple seasons, Golden State's defense in the regular season slipping off just a bit.
You know what I think what happens is with their elite offense, I think they started to rest a bit more on defense. Also, when you've been to the finals 5 straight years, some coasting can occur.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Lou Williams won 6th Man of the Year for the 3rd time last season. He joined Kevin McHale and Detlef Schrempf as the only players to win the award in consecutive seasons. And with the most career points ever scored off the bench, maybe they should just name this award after him. Kevin?
David, I'm all for it. Thank you so much. And boy, is he in good company. Wiggins against Williams. Wiggins tries in. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. And Smitty, for teams that tend to go deep into the playoffs year after year, season after season, it takes, I'm assuming, a mental toll as well as a physical toll.
It does, and that mental toll is just as hard as that physical toll on your body and your mind. And I think for teams that have great leadership and development of those young guys that can play some of those minutes, they usually bowl well.
Jackson passes to Leonard. Misses the layup.
He goes up strong, but he is met with resistance. I think that surprised him a little bit.
Quarter number 2, we're about 2 minutes in. Here's Poole. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Green with the rebound. And here's Green. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. In the second quarter, they've given up just 3 points. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
Yeah, mental toughness on the road. The arena was rocking, but they just got down to business and never let up.
It was a terrific performance we got a chance to watch. They got into a nice rhythm and made smart adjustments along the way.
Wiggins with it. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Brooklyn.
Terrific play. This is why you run your offense through him and live with the results.
Green left side. Oh, Leonard in position. That shot no good. Warriors leading by 9. Here's Poole, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And a moment here to check out who the Golden State Warriors have coming up. On Saturday, they'll be matching up against Eric Bledsoe and the Milwaukee Bucks. And then on Monday, they'll take on Marc Gasol and the Toronto Raptors. Curry's checked in for the Warriors. The Clippers also making some changes. Marcus Morris comes in for Kawhi Leonard, and George is subbed in for Williams.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Jackson against Curry. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
The defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside.
Well, at this point, it's undeniable that Curry is the greatest shooter of all time. You talk about guys like Ray Allen, he has passed up. That is big time.
From past the arc. And the Warriors get it back.
And Kevin, they dialed up their activity this quarter. We're seeing them convert a lot of those second chance opportunities.
Here's Shamet. And the 3 off target.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
There's 45 seconds left to play in the first half.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
You know, we're seeing... Wow! I can't believe that one.
That was incredible.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up.
Working that in-between area, Steph likes to keep the defense guessing.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. On the wing, Morris. He kicks it to George. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
Careless turnover. You lose focus for even a moment in this league. That's the result.
Warriors leading by 8. Shot from free throw range. A second chance effort. Pass to Curry. A 3 ball. Thompson way outside. They get the rebound. Here's Green. And so it's the Golden State Warriors. Hold it. All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the 3rd quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson. What a start it was for Stephen Curry. He had 13 points and 1 steal. And that...
And we've got 3rd quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. One guy who's been getting it done so far, Stephen Curry.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
I think both sides probably adjusted a few things. The key for him is to bring the same level of energy over these last 2 quarters.
Getting underway in the second half, here's the 5 for Doc Rivers. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Patrick Beverley. Then it's Paul George. And it's Zubac in at the 5. And George gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
He must have thought he was a jungle gym the way he was climbing all over his back. Easy call.
This is why we talk about carving out position rather than trying to sneak in. You've got to be willing to put in the work. Curry on the wing. Defended by Beverley.
shoots from 8, and the play by Curry as he finishes it off for 2. Curry's got the first bucket of the third here for the Warriors.
A big key to the Clippers' recent surge, the development of Montrezl Harrell. His activity and his ability to score have been infectious for this team, and he also can be very intimidating.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Unselfish play right there. Curry with the patience to wait for someone to break free.
Beverly for 3, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Beverly.
And now let's take a moment to check out the stats for Green. How's the last month of basketball been for him? He's been putting up about 4 points a game, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds. Nothing about his numbers really jump out at you, but he'll come up with a timely play or two every game.
He understands his role. He accepts it. He's one of those guys who doesn't need the ball to be effective.
And the Clippers getting Harrell in that Chris Paul deal. Turned out to be a decent trade for both teams.
You're totally right. The Rockets already had Capella. Harrell was sort of a redundant in terms of skill set. And you can only have one rim runner on the floor before you began to compromise spacing.
Got that bucket in no time at all. And the Warriors lead by 16.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Deep 2 from Beverly. From the top of the key, he buries it.
Right in Beverly's wheelhouse, finding space. Quick release off the catch. Money.
Curry looking around. Over Beverly. The shot by Curry, no good. Clippers trail by 14. Oh, Morris in position, trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. And Chris throws it down.
That's Draymond staying alert, recognizing the defense breakdown.
Williams against Thompson. Outside Williams. Near the three-point line, it's Morris. No good on the shot. The Warriors go the other way with it.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Curry way outside. The long distance 3 is buried. Curry's got 20. Hey, Smitty, every NBA player has their Mount Rushmore. Every NBA fan does. The 4 players they consider the best of all time. So I'll ask you, who is on your NBA Mount Rushmore?
I would say Michael Jordan, Kevin, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Kobe Bryant. Those are my 4.
Williams against Thompson. In the corner, it's Morris. Over in the corner, Beverly. Over Curry. And it's Beverly missing.
I don't know how many shots he's missed this quarter, but they're going to have to find offense from someone else.
That shot misses. The Clippers shooting around 36%. They're just not able to finish consistently. Morris outside. Here's Leonard. Pass to Zubats. And the dunk by Zubats.
This is basketball 101. This is the size mismatch you look to create.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Curry. Back to Chris. Kicks it out to Wiggins. Williams against Thompson. Over Williams. It's hauled in by Zubats. Zubats has got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
His inability to make shots has not brought this team down. That shows you their resourcefulness.
Yeah, that's some physical defense against Morris, who attacks with one of his many moves. And we'll just see what he does here at the line.
Lee kicks to Wiggins. And it is good at the buzzer. Wow!
And give him credit. Good awareness of the time remaining.
That is situational basketball. It takes a good understanding and good execution.
And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Fundamental basketball. Keep your eyes up. Keep the ball moving. We're going to keep the defense on its heels.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And he banks in the layup.
It seems like they found their rhythm offensively, and they're shooting the ball much better out of the break.
And for the Clippers, Shamet and George at the 2 and the 3. Marcus Morris is out there with Green, and it's Jackson in at the 1 spot. Shamet finds Green. And it's Looney with the rebound. Looney's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Wiggins passes to Looney. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Wiggins has got his 3rd assist on the night. To the inside, here's Morris. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And for the Warriors, 5 straight finals appearances, something that hasn't been done since Bill Russell's Celtics of the 60s.
And those 5 appearances, Greg, produced 3 titles and was close to another one. Last year's finals not ending the way they wanted. Injuries certainly played a role. We'll see if they can make it back this season.
NBA gets headlines daily. You know it does, Smitty? Around the calendar. There's no off-season, but does the added scrutiny put more pressure, you think, on the players?
Yeah, I think it does. I think now you look at it, everybody wants to see what you're doing in an off-season. And 24/7, you look at it right now, everybody has a camera phone, and everybody is looking for the stars, what they're doing off the court.
Man passes to Morris. Here's Patterson. And a little luck that time, but it drops.
And how about the setup? Man, Morris keeping his head up. Beautiful assist.
Outside Curry. No good on the 3. And Los Angeles guys shooting 39% from the floor. Not their best. Here's Magruder. Passes to Noah. Here's Magruder. He's covered by Thompson. Magruder kicks it to Noah. Fires from 14. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Chris has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the 4th. Right side Green. And Curry has it in the corner. Lets it fly from 18. And the Warriors tack on 2 more.
I'll tell you, Steph is giving the fans their money's worth.
Clippers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the 4th quarter. They get a hand on it. Now here's Thompson. And there are the Warriors now with another bucket.
I love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
I'm impressed with their intensity tonight. They've came in focused and they've executed.
Well, we know, Steve, the NBA looking at lowering the draft eligibility age from 19 to 18. The one-and-dones would be gone. You like the move?
I do like the move, Kevin. I would just love to have a lot of things in place for these younger guys, whether they're 18, 19, some guys at 25. Just something in place to help these guys, especially with some of the things they're having problems with off the court and also financially. Have some kind of third eye to be able to help these guys.
And this is where the G League comes into play, isn't it?
Yes, indeed.
Just 5 to shoot. Golden State needs to get off a shot. Curry can't get it to go. And here are the Clippers now.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Warriors.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And for the year now, they'll be tallying their 16th win. And, you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Steph Curry.
I thought he did a good job of filling out the defense early on. Then once he found his groove, he stayed aggressive throughout.
Fires the three. Kept alive. Wiggins passes to Green. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. Had the space there, but it's offline. And Morris has got the ball here for Los Angeles. Out to the right wing. To stop the drought, and good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. And here is Curry. Thompson for the triple. It falls.
Impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For David Aldridge.
Welcome back to 2K TV. Bill Simmons, the sports guy. Now, the sports guy is your nickname, but if you were a player, what would you have as your nickname?
Washed up.
Washed up,
Yeah.
that's it?
Yeah. I quit pickup like 5 years ago.
I'm gonna end it right here.
He's going to end it.
I'm going to end it.
I feel it. I feel it.
And the Clippers looking good as they came into the arena before the game. Well, the Nuggets lucky to have him. Thanks, David. And a quick look here at some of the numbers for Morris.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Marcus Morris is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George. And it's Beverly in at the 1 spot. And for the Nuggets, Millsap and Jokic, the big men. Then there's Jamal Murray. Then it's Porter. And it's Craig in at the 2. And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And so here are the Clippers. Porter against Leonard. Short. It's deflected. And the Nuggets pushing it up now. Jokic is running. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game. And Brent, both teams really want this win. Playoff implications are at stake.
This is going to be an interesting night to see who it is that stands up, Kevin, and who it is that realizes the imperative nature of this game for their playoff chances. This could have some seeding implications as well.
The players know it well, too, don't they?
The players know it well, and the veteran players and the players who have that experience and that hunger to get back there, they're letting the other guys know that tonight, let's lock in and tune it up.
Now, here's Beverly, following the miss by Michael Porter. The 3. And it's Jokic with the rebound.
A bit of a rut here early, just 1 of 4 so far.
Leonard with the steal. Down low, here's George. It's hauled in by the Nuggets.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
Good decision making with the ball in his hands for Paul Millsap. That's a terrific feat.
Porter against Leonard. And the foul on Jamal Murray. That is his first foul of the game. Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. And George, here we go. Good work there as it goes.
And Paul George in the mid-range area, just dominating that possession.
Now Murray. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against the Mavericks in Dallas.
His passing, another high point in that game. He made sure it wasn't all about him. He wanted to get his teammates involved.
Here's George, following the score by Jamal Murray. The 15-footer, Zubac. The shot's good on the assist by George.
When you're a veteran player like Paul George, you understand that even 24 seconds is a long time. Great patience to wait for that play.
Now, here's Millsap. His last outing with 20 points. And the rejection by Zubac. And it's out of bounds. The Nuggets able to retain possession here. A different look for Denver. Dozier's checked in. And Monte Morris subbed in for Murray. The Clippers also making some changes. Green comes in for Ivica Zubac. And it's Williams in for Patrick Beverly. They get it back.
Yeah, better than giving up the layup. You want to go in there and use the hard foul. They did it there. That's aggressive attitude defensively.
And so it's Jokic with it. He brings it up for the Denver Nuggets. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks. Millsap misses.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Right side George. Back to Leonard. Morris looking over the floor. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket.
And the Nuggets franchise still looking for their first trip to the NBA Finals.
How about the franchise making the ABA Finals back in 1976? So it's been quite elusive here in the mountains to get the finals back to Denver. 40 years ago, still looking for that trip.
Los Angeles has gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Outside for George. And again, no good by the Clippers.
This has not been a good quarter right here. Shot has been off the mark, and now it looks, Kevin, like he's pressing a bit.
Millsap passes to Craig over Williams. Craig can't get it to go.
Well, that mid-range, Jay, usually pretty much on the money. Maybe the timing just a little bit off on that one.
George finds Green. It's George on the wing. He picked up 15 points in their last win against the Warriors in San Francisco.
His passing, another high point in that game. He made sure it wasn't all about him. He wanted to get his teammates involved. That's nice vision there. You see that pass, you make the feed before the defense has a chance to react, and that opens up a much better opportunity to score.
The kick out to Williams. To the paint, it's tipped. Millsap with the steal. And here's the fast break. Jokic leading the way. Morris passes to Millsap. 1 second left. And Jokic lays it up and in. Jokic has got his second basket. And that does it for the first quarter. The Nuggets on top, up 4. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after. Paul George had that nasty broken leg back in 2000.
My inspiration really came from my mother.
Well, what a story. George worked hard to get back and has not disappointed in his return.
You know, recovering from a devastating injury is never easy, but George's perspective and commitment helped him to overcome it.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And when you consider how Denver is doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
That defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
And the Clippers, looking at who they've got, we've got Reggie Jackson. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Landry Shamet. Then it's JaMychal Green, and it's Williams at the 2-guard spot. Zubac is checked in for Williams.
And you can tell he's feeling confident right now at the line, and when he's on, he can be lights out.
Here's Daniels. Green with the rebound.
And the effort never stops with him. No easy shots when he's on the floor.
Well, it's about the defensive end, and that's what guys feed off. He gives the effort down there at all times.
Many thought the Raptors or Lakers would land Kawhi, but in the end, he came to the Clippers to write his own legacy. Returning to Southern Cal, where he grew up, was a big part of his decision. The big surprise was how Kawhi was out recruiting other stars behind the scenes to join him with the Clippers.
Jackson against Morris. On the clock. And here's Leonard from 3. And no good. And the Nuggets going the other way. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, we know about Lou Williams' story. The 3-time Sixth Man of the Year may be undersized, but he keeps finding angles to score. Williams said, "I can't shoot straight up. I've always played crooked. It's weird, but it's something I've developed, fading away from guys. I have bigger defenders on me, and it's just about creating space." Kevin, even well into his 30s, Lou Will still does it as well as anybody.
I would totally agree, David. He is always deadly. Thank you. And here we go with Morris, running it up the court. Plays it up and banks it in. Morris has got his first bucket of the night.
And that's up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
And here is Shamet. He's coming off a 10-point game against Golden State. And again, the Clippers turn it over. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
And really showed their depth when they needed it most. On the road, having to manufacture points.
Yeah, and watching that, all kinds of contributions and just little things that guys were doing to chip in for that win.
Here's what Denver's going with right now. Porter comes in for Bull. And Murray subbed in for Morris. And that one's good. Shamet.
And just Shakespearean there, a smart read. Saw the defense was collapsing inside, so he wisely pulled up from the outside and drilled it.
The putback. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. And a moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Millsap.
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Morris comes in for Green, and it's George in for Reggie Jackson. Here's Shamet, and the call. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review. Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Morris outside. Los Angeles with another miss.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up. And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Here's George. Basket made, just his second this contest. He's 2 for 7 now.
Yeah, Paul George on the inside, comfortable knowing where he can get to, just tries to find a sliver of room in order to get that shot off.
George against Porter. Lets it go with the 3. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Last time they met was in Los Angeles.
Not a close contest either. The last time they got together, everyone in the rotation played solid, and the bench was the difference.
The second unit came in last game and just played lights out basketball. I'm sure they'd like to do that again.
And that'll do it. Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome. A pretty close game from the Nuggets throughout the first quarter. They did jump out to a lead in the opening. And that does it for our half.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
There is no stopping him, and you can't even contain him at this point. He is that talented.
Yeah, I don't know if you have enough game plans to slow him down. How do you guard a guy that good?
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. So out there for the Nuggets right now, Millsap and Jokic, the big men. Then it's Michael Porter. Then there's Murray. And it's Craig in at shooting guard.
And how about the transition from Paul Millsap, going away from that star role to being more of a role player here in his later years? No longer needed to carry the torch, if you will, in terms of scoring and rebounding, but he can still give you just a bit of everything else at this stage.
Beverly for 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Beverly's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Craig kicks to Porter. Here's Craig, defended by George. Shot on the wing. Denver the rebound. Millsap. Craig passes to Porter. Second shot opportunity, and it's the Clippers with the rebound. Zubac has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And with Millsap, you can just see him contribute in so many ways.
I mean, a great passer for his position and also very unselfish with his offense. Still a plus defender with how often he is giving up size on the inside. It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Well, just ripping through right there as he finds the open spot and gets right through there. High basketball IQ play.
Pass to Craig. Jokic with it. Passes it to Porter. Back to Jokic. And he lays it straight in. Now it's a 5-point Denver lead.
Making the easy shots and the tough shots. He's on top of his game.
And George, here we go. And it's George finishing it off.
Well, once Paul George gets in that deep, get out of the way. He's coming right at you.
And Murray's got the ball here for Denver. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Leonard. In the second half of this season, he's been nothing short of spectacular. 12th in scoring. And he's as opportunistic as anybody defensively, ranking among the top 15 league-wide in steals per game.
And yeah, one of the most dangerous scorers in the game. He's already come up big in some key games this year. His teammates really feed off his presence, I think. Left side, Williams. Oh, Leonard in position.
Oh, what a pass. And then he lays it in with the circus move.
So smooth. Morris against Jackson. Leonard with the steal. Here's Williams. It's deflected.
And that massive wingspan coming into play there. Ball uses it to perfection to block shots.
No good from Grant. Clippers have gone 4 of 6 from the field since the start of the third. George finds Williams. They get it again.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they? Morris passes to Plumlee. A good finish at the rack off the slick feet. Plumlee's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now.
Well, Coach Mike Malone has grown up with this young Nuggets team. He says that he believes in the youth of this team.
Well, the future is so bright for the Denver Nuggets, and really where you have to give Mike Malone a ton of credit is when they made the decision between their 2 bigs, Jokic and Nurkic, sticking with Jokic and then changing their entire offensive style to play from a point center position. It has paid huge dividends.
Denver making a switch here. Dozier's checked in. Landry Shamet's checked in for the Clippers. Morris outside. Plenty of space. That one, no good. The Clippers go the other way with it. Their next game playing at home is the Nets coming to town. And that's the first game in a string of 3 straight at home. Here's Leonard. Williams passes to Leonard. Shot clock at 6. Here's Green. Got a piece of it. Here's Dozier. The shot's good on the assist by Daniel. Dozier's got 6.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Now the pass to Shamet. He dishes it to Green. Back to Shamet. Pass to Green. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. And again, no good by the Clippers.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Here's Dozier. Count the basket and the foul. That's on Lou Williams.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
The Nuggets shooting their first free throw of the game right now.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
Pulls from the top of the key. Misses there. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Nuggets ahead, leading by 4. From the And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle, but you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the 4th, we've got Green. Jackson is out there with Williams. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Shamet in at the 3, the small forward. Shoots it. Nikola Jokic grabs the miss. Jokic has got 5 rebounds tonight to the inside. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
You know, you watch Nikola Jokic out there, and he just moves like a guard. The way he approaches the game, sees the court, and shoots just aren't found in that center position.
Michael Porter, he's checked in for Denver. Zubac is checked in for the Clippers. Patrick Beverly comes in for Jackson. Williams kicks to Beverly. Pass to Zubac, and stolen by Murray. And pushing it up, here's Denver. Porter. Morris with the rebound. Morris has got 4 rebounds in this game. You know, Greg Jokic has so many tools at his disposal. He's a walking triple-double threat.
The passing and vision is what really sets him apart at that center position. The offense can run through him and should run through him with how he can distribute the ball.
Inside, it's stolen by Morris. Murray against Beverly. That's tipped, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Murray. Los Angeles making a switch here. George is checked in. Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the 4th. Beverly for 3. Murray with the defensive effort. The Nuggets leading by 3. Passes to Millsap. Crafty move. And here's Jokic. That's good. And it's Millsap with the assist. 14 points for Jokic.
I swear Jokic is out there playing with the watch on because of the timing aspect of his game.
Beverly against Murray. And out of bounds as the Nuggets gain possession.
Look, Kevin, I'm all for the crowd interacting with the players, but not so much the players interacting with the crowd. That one, errant pass.
And the Clippers making a change here. Leonard's checked in. The 17-footer. Offensive rebound. And that one's good. Jokic. Jokic has got the lead up to 7 now for the Nuggets.
Well, Jokic is big. Jokic is long, and he does a great job there of corralling that ball and taking advantage of his length.
And George gets it to go.
Go ahead and lead him, Paul George. Stepping up. A huge shot at this moment in the game.
Beverly against Murray. And there's the pass to Jokic. Morris with the block. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. George with the ball.
And who do you call when you need a big bucket? For this team, more and more, it's Kawhi.
And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the Denver Nuggets. 3-point lead. Outside Porter. 1:49 left here in the 4th quarter. It's good.
Now that's why Millsap is such a counted-on player. Just knows how to hit the big ones.
Leonard with the ball. Now guarded by Porter. Knocked away. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession.
Great energy on the deflection and a good job disrupting their offense.
Yeah, appreciate the work right now on the defensive end.
Bol, he's checked in for Denver. Monte Morris comes in for Jamal Murray. Good on that shot, and with that, the Nugget lead is cut down to 3 on the bucket from Leonard. And the wide open shot for Morris. Another 3 for Denver.
That's just a lapse right there. No matter what, somebody has to be there and get a hand up in the shooter's face.
Leonard kicks to Zubac. Back to Leonard. Beverly feeling it out a bit. Pass to Morris. Got a hand on it, and they'll keep possession. They retain possession. Knocked loose. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. 6 to shoot. Beverly for 3. It's hauled in by the Nuggets.
And that shot isn't the one they should be taking if they want to make this comeback happen.
Porter, no luck.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Sure. It's in! And now they trail by just 4.
Well, your best players want to take on the burden come clutch time, and Paul George carrying the weight right now.
The kick out to Porter. Pass to Craig. Here is Porter. He's covered by Leonard. Cole, the pass to Jokic. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Marcus Morris picks one up there.
Just have to stay down on any kind of pump fake. Once Jokic got him up in the air, he had him.
Denver making a switch here. Daniels is checked in. Beverly the pass to George. It's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
So close to getting the block there. You can live with those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing aggressive instead of playing it safe.
Tipped away.
Looking to tie it up with a big triple.
You can bet that's what they're looking for this late.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap.
much fun, but it definitely came with some challenges. Thank goodness for 2K.
That's right. In fact, it's been an honor for us to share our time and our episodes with you, the fans, the community. And the big news is NBA 2K TV is returning for Season 7.
Yes, we're coming your way on September 4th. All new episodes of NBA 2K TV and NBA.
The sun setting over the business. We are nearly influential with his taste for sure, David. Thank you. And here's a look at some numbers for Morris.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. We've got Kawhi Leonard. Marcus Morris is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's George in at the shooting guard. And for the Rockets, Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. E.J. Tucker is out there with Robert Covington. And it's House in its small forward. And Greg, when you're discussing and comparing James Harden and what he's done these last few years, you have to do it on a very historic level.
He's going to go down as one of the best to ever play the game. His production is incredible, and the skill level really is groundbreaking. Easily the best off guard in the league.
It's tipped. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Oh, Morris in position. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Man, the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you got to bring much faster help than that.
Here's Leonard. The Rockets making the shot. Here's Beverley. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Golden State. To the middle. Here's Westbrook. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. About a minute and a half through the first quarter. On the wing, Morris. The shot off that time, so Houston will take it the other way. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers. Up again. Great positioning on the putback.
Now there's the grit we've come to expect from Tucker. Getting into position for the rebound and getting some points out of it.
To the paint. Morris dishes to Beverley. The pass to Leonard. And again, it's the Clippers missing. Rockets are gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. House the pass to Westbrook. And some nice passing there by Houston. And Harden with the stuff.
And it's clear that Harden is a high IQ player. I mean, in pick and roll sets, you can see it. His decision making is just extraordinary. Well, Mike D'Antoni is a legendary coach in this game. He's found success at almost every stop he's coached at, only missing the title to cement his legacy.
Now here's Leonard. He really played well in that last game against Golden State. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tip in.
Hustle points, I believe they call them. Hustle points right there. The dunk and the foul, a powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. They get Russell Westbrook.
Just phenomenal awareness by Beverley, just dishing the ball to the wide open man easily.
Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor. The Clippers also making some changes. Jermichael Green, he's checked in for Zubac. Andrew Shamet comes in for Leonard. And it's Williams in for Patrick Beverley.
He is a fantastic athlete for a power forward. Whatever he lacks in height, he makes up for with hops.
And with Mike D'Antoni, Chris, you can see his influence as a coach throughout the NBA.
Yeah, a lot of modern offenses borrow from things D'Antoni created. The up-tempo early offense is a product of his 7 seconds or less era. I mean, his imprint is all over the NBA.
Here's Green, and it's Green with the jam.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Perfect example of how to run the break the right way and get a great look.
And Damari Carroll is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. And the Clippers making a switch here. Jackson's checked in. 1:11 left in the first quarter of the game. Outside Williams. And it's blocked. They recover it. Green dishes to Williams. 5 to shoot. For 3. Offensive rebound. And the second chance effort by Jackson.
Like whenever Jackson uses his speed on the glass, keeping possessions going.
And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff. Here's Morris. The rebound by Jeff Green.
It's not easy to keep him from converting those. I mean, the D has to be airtight.
That one goes in.
And the recognition of McLemore, a team-oriented player who is always looking to dish the rock.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game. Passes it to Green. Great D that time from Green.
Nice effort anyway to change his shot and get around the defender maybe next time.
And it's in there.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Jackson deciding where to go with it. Over McLemore. Oh, and he nails it just in time.
1 eye on the rim, 1 on the clock. What a play.
He's showing.
And so lots of scoring in that competitive first quarter. Rockets lead by 1. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other.
Throughout the years, I've been trying to.
Well, you can't win it alone.
And for superstar players like Westbrook, individual greatness isn't enough. It's about elevating the team around them.
Welcome back to Noche Latina, celebrating the Latin culture and their love for the game of basketball. It just keeps growing. And looking at what we've seen from Houston, what do you guys think?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Old school approach. I mean, if you have a favorable matchup inside, just keep pounding it in there.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Taking a look at the Rockets. McLemore is out there with Damari Carroll. And it's Rivers, and there's Green, and it's Clement.
Handful of years, but he's a smart player who still knows how to make an impact.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Ben McLemore. That's his first foul. Leonard, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Now, here's Shamet, defended by Covington. It's good on the putback.
Oh, big time putback there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That is his first foul of the game. And for Green, who is almost out of the league due to a heart condition, he's had a great career.
He has, Kevin. I mean, he's never been an all-star, but his production has never been lacking at any of his stops. I mean, lately, Green has been best as a leader for the second unit, who came up with a handful of scores every game.
They get it back. Beverly. Westbrook against Green. Back to Jackson. 4 on the shot clock. There's the 3. James Harden with the rebound. Rockets leading by 3. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Back to Westbrook. Harden against Beverly, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Well, sometimes it just looks unfair with the way Harden can create space. And then, Chris, you get that shot off.
Come on, Kev, it's just sick. His step-back jumper is a thing of beauty. I'm not talking about his almost travel double step-back, just his regular one. I mean, he has so many tools to create space with his footwork, and he makes the most out of what you give him.
Paul George, he's checked in for the Clippers. Back to Jackson. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Zubac finds George. And he uses the glass on the layup. George has got his 3rd basket of the night.
You know, his offensive skill set is off the charts. He has more than a few ways to punish.
Leonard brings the double team. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession. And a chance now to look at the schedule for Houston. On Sunday, they'll be facing Hassan Whiteside and the Portland Trail Blazers. And then on Tuesday, they'll be matching up with Andre Drummond and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Sports.
And just looking ahead to what's on tap, there are a lot of winnable games for them, but you can't go into the stretch with that mentality. You've got to focus on what's in front of you and bring it every night.
It's Harden with the drive and Harden with the stuff.
Really like seeing Harden take it strong inside. So crafty in how he finishes near the bucket.
Westbrook against Jackson. He kicks it to George. 1:53 left here in the second. And Covington sends it back. Beverly for three. It's rebounded by Houston. They faced off right here last time they met, but the home team just couldn't pull out the win.
Yeah, and last time out, they sort of shot themselves in the foot with the foul trouble. That was what led to them having such an ugly scoreline.
Oh, yeah, the guys, they need to lead the way. They spend far too much time on the bench. I mean, they'll be more careful.
Outside Jackson, on the wing, George. Here's Leonard. Finally gets one to fall. He's now 1 for 5 with his first make.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down low.
And he gets the bucket. Tucker's got the lead up to 7 now for the Rockets.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Here's George. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. 9 points for Paul George.
Oh, and when there's an open man, Jackson finds him, making it look very easy.
And here's Westbrook from the arc. No good. Shot missing. Last outing for the Clippers. They won that game against the Warriors in San Francisco. Here's George. The rebound by Harden.
Look, they say there are no easy finishes in the NBA, but that should be easy.
Kicks it to House. Back to Harden. Outside Westbrook. They grab their own miss.
A ferocious player on the offensive end. Harden is fantastic at staying aggressive, actively looking for a shot.
Back to Beverly. Outside, George. Covington with the steal. Pass to Harden. From deep. It's hauled in by Zubats. Zubats has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
That's great work on D. At that end of the floor, Tucker never.
And so it's Houston heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. And
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings. James Harden led the way in the first half. He had 12 points and 3 rebounds. And that'll...
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books. 1 half to go. An exceptional performance so far from James Harden.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column? Through 2 quarters, he has been terrific.
Yeah, Greg, this game has his fingerprints all over it. Now looking to replicate what he did in the first half.
Taking a look at Los Angeles, we've got Marcus Morris. Paul George is out there at Patrick Beverly. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Zubats in at center. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Harden with the putback. Great positioning on the putback. House has got the first basket of the second half here for Houston.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
And there's a whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. That's his first foul. Well, if teams are getting shaken up a bit, coach is usually the first to go, get fired. Do you think teams get too trigger happy with that aspect, coach first and then looking at the team?
Yeah, I do. But unfortunately, if you're the head of the team, that's the responsibility, and that's kind of that's your job to take all of the heat. Being a coach is such a thankless job. You don't get thanked unless you win the championship. If not, it's like, good job, okay. We don't care about the fires you put out. We don't care about the players you develop. You don't care about the chemistry you built. You didn't win, and so, yeah, coaches are usually the first to go, and it's unfair. But hopefully they have some connections and they have a good resume, because they'll be back around somewhere else. They'll pop up somewhere else.
They sure will.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
The three from George. It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
And there's never been any question about George's three-point range. He just goes through stretches where he knocks down the three at a ridiculous rate.
Here's Tucker. Covington, the tip in on the offensive rebound. Covington's got his first points of the night.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Here's George. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Covington's got his 4th rebound in this one.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Pass to Harden. Back to Covington. Harden outside. The three-pointer no good.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
George outside Leonard. Shoots. They get the rebound.
I love his work ethic, not to mention his hands. You need both to convert those tip-ins.
Harden inside the three-point line. Pulled the shot a little up, but the bounce goes his way. Harden's got 14.
Man, I'll tell you. Look, Harden always seemed to attract the crowd, but that doesn't stop him from making the play.
George passes to Morris. Leonard with the ball. Defended by Covington. Three-pointer. It's good. And the Rocket lead is cut down to 7 on the bucket from Leonard.
He'll do some damage if they give him that shot. Don't give him a clean look. Get out there on him.
And the pass to Westbrook. Jacks up a 3. Another miss by Harden.
Still plenty of time for him to contribute in this game, but it's a tough stretch he's going through.
In the corner, it's Morris. Outside Leonard. Oh, Leonard in position. They're running. Covington kicks to Harden. Lets it go from deep. That shot is in, just like 6 others have been for him. He's shooting 7 for 15.
And Harden attempts more threes than just about anyone, and you don't get that kind of leeway unless you knock him down.
Nobody has been better at clogging the passing lanes than this group. We're the tops in the league in steals since the All-Star break. 4th, James Harden.
Defensively, he's been a club. I mean, he has just been blanketing his opponents.
Los Angeles making a switch here. JaMychal Green, he's checked in for Zubac. Landry Shamet comes in for Kawhi Leonard. Lou Williams is checked in for George. And it's Jackson in for Patrick Beverly. And Green slams it in.
And Green getting off the floor there for the dunk. Really like watching him sky up for those.
Pass to Shamet. Here's Jackson. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
The dish to Carroll. It's Rivers on the wing. Houston moving it around. Pass to Carroll. Rivers passes to Carroll. And that one is hammered home.
There is the unselfishness that coaches love so much. Rivers doing a great job getting it to the open man.
Pass to Williams. There's the pass to Morris. Back to Williams. He gets it up. No good on the last second attempt there. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
No, that's quick decision making. You see a guy open, you can't hesitate. That's an outstanding play right there.
And as we head into the 4th, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. Green is out there with Damari Carroll. Then it's Ben McLemore. And it's Rivers, and it's Clemens in at the point guard. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Here's Rivers, and that one comes up a bit short.
And if you ask me what percentage of the time he's making that shot, my answer would be in the single digits.
Yeah, that's not his spot. Plain and simple. Just trying to force something is rarely a good idea.
Jackson with it. Moved up by Rivers. And there's the call on Austin Rivers. That is his first foul of the game. Jackson kicks to Williams. Over Rivers. It'll go. The Rocket lead is cut down now to just 10 points with that basket from Williams.
If the screen's better, that attempt's a lot easier, but he nails it even with the D still up on him.
Passes it to Rivers. A putback. It's good on the putback. Terrell's got the lead up to 12 now for Houston.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Whereas when it comes to playing alongside another big guy, I'm sure you have to think of ways to complement each other. Not just him, but it's got to be a two-way street.
Yeah, but it starts with chemistry. It starts with friendship. It starts with wanting to win. And I played with two good guys that come to mind that made me better. Juwan Howard there in Washington, just looking at him throwing an oop, I would miss 2-3 shots in a row, and we'd look and he'd say, I'll get you an easy one, big fella. And I would do the same thing to him. We're playing with a guy like Vlade that would say, hey, wait a minute, Bibby or Peja didn't get a shot. Set a screen for them, and he would pass it to them, and then the next play say, now it's your turn. You're open, because they're going to go over there to those guys. We already tricked the defense ahead. So guys that are smart, guys that can pass, and also guys that will say, hey, man, you look a little tired. Let's switch. I'll check Shaq this play.
And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Morris with the ball. Now defended by McLemore. Just 5 on the clock. Leonard, again the Clippers.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
McLemore dishes to Harden. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Harden's got 7 now in this quarter.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
When Morris gets it down in the paint, he's deadly, using his big arms to get these shots up and in.
Harden up top. He's covered by Shamet. Harden's shot is good.
Unstoppable. He has got it on automatic out there.
Morris looking over the floor. Leonard, that's for 2. Off the left rim and out.
He found the open space from mid-range. Just maybe rushed his release a little bit.
Williams passes to Shamet. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
A different look for the Clippers. Ivica Zubac has checked in for Green, and it's Patrick Beverley in for Williams. Rockets leading by 12. And there's the call on Patrick Beverley. That's his first foul. Paul George is checked in for Landry Shamet. Harden outside, and the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
Yeah, even a slight movement is going to catch a ref's eye. I mean, they're trained to focus on that.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
From outside the arc, sinks the triple. Harden's got 17 points here in the second half.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness, as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for Houston.
What do you think was the deciding factor in this one?
I think you have to look at their field goal percentage. They just shot the ball much better than the opponent, and they were getting great looks all game long.
And this will make it 41 victories for them on the year. And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for James Harden.
He hung a big number on the scoreboard, and it wasn't just because he was hot. He did it with movement and tenacity.
Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor. Here's Clemens. Good on the 3-point shot.
that one's going to be the final dagger, and these guys can now celebrate.
As well as they should. I mean, they've really earned this victory with all the hard work they put in tonight.
And you can appreciate the fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
Yeah, how they ended this one is much different than how they started it, and that's a shame.
Unable to get that one. Past a man. Back to Magruder. 35 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Nice D from Chandler. The pass to Clemens. Here's Caboclo. Fires for three. The offensive rebound. Great positioning on the putback. And the Rockets lead by 18.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
You know they are, sure. I mean, come on, the finish line is in sight. All they have to do is play it smart.
Noah with it. The baseline J. But they get it back. So we see the Rockets taking the win here. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For David All.
The NBA 2K21 demo is out now, and in this episode, we're jumping right in. Plus, we look back at our best 2K TV moments of 2K20. And first looks at what's coming up in my team for 2K21.
It's and a chance to take a look at some numbers for Morris.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
Now Golden State's starting 5. Curry and Clay, the Splash Brothers, in the backcourt. Wiggins is out there with Draymond Green, and it's Chris in at center. And for Los Angeles, Ivica Zubac is out there with Morris. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's Leonard in at the 3.
It's absolutely incredible to me the amount of work Steph Curry has to put in order to get open shots. The reason every defender is using every trick at his disposal to slow him up. And you have to, guys, right? Because if he gets an inch of room, it's over.
Here's Curry following the basket by Marcus Morris. Thompson outside. That 3 off the mark. Here's the Clippers. And George kicks to Beverley. George passes to Beverley. Takes the 3. No good on that one. And Golden State will come the other way. Indoors with the physicality of defense on Curry. He doesn't get a lot of free throws out of it.
Well, you think about Steph Curry's willingness to attack a closeout, right? Teams want to get him off the three-point line. So he has got to be willing to attack the cup, and he's more than capable of getting there.
Here's Morris following the basket by Stephen Curry. Beverley dishes to Leonard. 6 on the shot clock. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Well, what makes Kawhi so problematic in the pick and roll? He can do about anything he wants out of it, including keep the basketball.
And Thompson kicks to Curry. Back to Thompson. Thompson is double. Golden State moving it around. That one goes. Count it.
Boy, not a lot you can do there. I mean, my goodness, Thompson is just a great scorer who is so hard to distract.
George with the ball. Picked up by Thompson. And it's Leonard missing.
Boy, a miss like that will drive any scorer crazy, especially with the defender giving a cushion.
Curry against Beverley. Higgins outside. Here's Green. Morris with the rebound.
Got to credit the defense. They found a way to stop him, and that's never an easy task.
Beverley for 3. The shot will not fall. And Golden State will come the other way. Their last encounter was in San Francisco.
Well, if they want to avoid the outcome of that first meeting, they'll need to be stronger on the glass. They were completely outmatched in the last one.
Well, you have to believe the coaching staff made that a point of emphasis. Better aggressiveness, better intensity on the backboards.
Los Angeles has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Curry with the steal. Chris passed to Wiggins. Curry deciding where to go with it. No good with the triple. The Clippers trail. Lob pass to George. Throws down the alley-oop slam. You can see it, Doris, with some of these good teams trying to build momentum as we get closer to the postseason.
You seem to know and understand which teams are good on both sides of the basketball. Are they top 5 efficiency, offense and defense? And as you know, Kevin, if there's a player with a hot hand, that can really make a difference in round 1.
Absolutely. Count that one.
Wow, we're accustomed to seeing Draymond Green make the pass, but how about that catch-and-shoot delivery? Nice.
And Leonard has it in the corner. Goes up on the wing, lands soft on the front of the rim and drops.
Well, you love the activity out there. What a play. This guy is busy on the offensive end.
Thompson against George. Goes up at the stripe. It's hauled in by George. And so George will bring it up for the Clippers. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
And sometimes it's a lot harder to get easy looks on the road, but they found ways to get their guys good looks.
Well, they knew exactly how to approach that defense. They shot a fantastic percentage because they got quality looks.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Well, that's about timing and precision and knowing for Paul George how to use that leaping ability to get that alley-oop.
Thompson for the triple. Drains the three-pointer. Thompson's got 5 now. Everly with the ball. Pass to George.
You have to admire the activity of Klay Thompson on the defensive end.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. The Warriors on top, leading by a point. And don't go away.
I think there are times where one of the...
Yeah, why not? Green knows that, Greg, if you're in the zone, keep firing.
And with his unselfishness and vision, Green more often than not is the one setting the table.
And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And the Warriors, guys, what jumps out to you in this game, stats-wise?
You know, I like the confidence that they've shown here early on.
They're working together so well, and there's a level of certainty that comes from trusting one another.
Reggie Jackson out there with Williams. Then it's JaMychal Green. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Shamet in at the 3 spot. They're the group out there for the Clippers starting the 2nd quarter.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
The Warriors shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game. The first one falls. Greg, this season is the first time in the last 4 or 5 years that Golden State will not be the prohibitive favorites to win it all.
I mean, back-to-back devastating injuries in the finals. Kevin Durant departing in free agency with time and health. Will they retake the throne? We'll just have to wait and see.
Poole the pass to Pascal. Knocks it loose. Pass to Poole. 5 on the clock. Pascal's shot is off. Clippers trail by 3. And the pass to Shamet. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Here's Jackson. It's rebounded by Golden State. Coming off that loss against the Nets. Here's Pascal. Kawhi Leonard comes up with the rebound. And Los Angeles guys shooting a lackluster 38% for the game, struggling so far. From deep. Can't hit that one. The Warriors go the other way with it. Down low. Here's Pascal. Passes it to Wiggins. Here's Pascal. He's guarded by Williams. Gets the 14-footer to fall.
Well, he knew how many inches he had over the guy. I mean, let's face it, good decision to just rise up and take the jump shot.
To the inside. Green kicks to Shamet. Can't connect from short range. Warriors leading by 5. Pushing it up. And Wiggins throws it down.
Oh, the electricity of Andrew Wiggins can really elevate around the rim.
Los Angeles with another miss. Warriors have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the 2nd quarter, shooting 40%. Well, you have to be a fan of the way Kevon Looney plays, the former UCLA Bruin. He puts in the work on the defensive end, Doris, and it shows.
No doubt. He has evolved to be the kind of player who is often asked to guard the wings, sometimes even point guards. Just think back to last year's playoffs. He had to guard the likes of James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, Kyle Lowry. This guy is so gifted as a defender, and he's only getting started.
And the Warriors miss again. Clippers trail by 7. Inside.
Yeah, nice silky finish on the alley-oop from the stupendous feed.
That sequence couldn't have been executed any better. And here is Shamet. He had 10 points in the win against the Warriors in San Francisco.
Well, in addition to the scoring, he found ways to initiate contact from the defense and get himself to the line. The defense clearly frustrated trying to get a way to stop him.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
We are looking at the MVP of the 2014 finals. Can we remember that in that series, Kawhi Leonard shot 60% and he guarded LeBron James?
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Marcus Morris is checked in for Landry Shamet. Paul George comes in for Williams. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Reggie Jackson.
Well, this guy is such a physical presence. Kawhi, phenomenal at finishing on the post. Possesses great touch and great length.
2 open that time. Made it look too easy. 8 points for Klay Thompson.
I'll tell you, he'll take that all day, every day. I'm sure he was shocked to find himself that wide open.
George dishes to Green. Missed inside. Warriors leading by 4. On the wing, Green. And Thompson kicks to Wiggins. On the wing, Thompson. Kicks it out to Wiggins. Clock at 6. Golden State needs to get off a shot. Pulls it from 20. It's Curry. That time on the assist by Wiggins. Now it's a 6-point Warrior lead.
Well, late rotation by the defense, and Wiggins has the vision to find the open man.
Here's Morris to the middle. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Curry passes to Green. Now here's Thompson, defended by Beverley. Back to Curry. Pass to Green. Tries again. And it's the Clippers with the rebound.
Listen, that's a shot he can make, but obviously the defense okay letting him shoot it.
That one's in there. The Warrior lead is cut down now to just 4 in the basket from George. And that's it for the first half of... Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It is a good game. Golden State found themselves in a close game in the first. They were able to squeeze ahead by the end of the period. And that...
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Klay Thompson with a strong contribution so far in this one.
And you know he's going to put up points every time out, but boy, he made it look so easy in that first half.
Now let's see if he continues that trend the rest of the way. He certainly has the talent and the endurance to do just that.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. Setting the floor for the Warriors. Curry and Klay, the Splash Brothers, in the backcourt. Green is out there with Wiggins, and it's Chris in at the 5, roaming the paint. Curry's shot is off.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
And that one's good. Beverley. Doris, you played, you've coached, you've broadcast, you've done it all in this business. How did you like to be coached when you were a player at the very top of your game?
Yeah, I think one of my favorite things were coaches who challenged me, those who would not allow me to accept the level I was currently at, those who wanted to push me and extend and expand my game. Listen, every player wants to be respected. Every player wants to feel valued. But the great ones to me, the LeBron James, the Kevin Durant's, they want to be coached hard. They want you to push them to the greatest possible level they're capable of.
It's great insight. And Chris throws it down.
Well, wow, Kev, how about that fantastic look by Steph Curry? The ability to create and make the guys around him better.
George looking around. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Andrew Wiggins. And hard to believe that gruesome injury Paul George suffered, what was it now, 5 years ago. Wow.
It's incredible, Kevin, to think for a player to come back from what we expected to be a devastating injury. This is an incredible story for Paul George. He took the time he needed, and consider last year, for much of the season, he was very much involved in that MVP conversation.
Back to Curry. Lets the 3 fly. He can't get that one to fall. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Their next game, playing at home, as the Nets come into town. That'll be the second of 4 games at home for them.
Boy, that's 3 for 4 this half. You like that they're starting with a little bit of extra energy. Nice.
The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Warriors lead by 1. Guys, we're not through 3/4 of play, but 6 lead changes already in this one.
Yeah, competitive, and I think we all can agree that we thought this would be the type of game that would come down to the end.
Boy, excellent start to the second half. They've missed just once in 5 attempts.
And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That is his first foul of the game. For the Clippers, Green comes in for Ivica Zubac. And Landry Shamet subbed in for George. It's Curry outside. Green with the rebound.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
And you know what? They keep calling his number, and they're simply trying to get him out of this funk.
It seems like they found their rhythm offensively, and they're shooting the ball much better out of the break.
Here's Curry with the 3. And again, it's the Warriors missing.
Boy, a tough go for him in this quarter. You can see how desperately he wants to get things started. He just can't make a shot.
Curry against Jackson. Offline from the high post. Warriors trail by 3. Here's Pascal. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And taking a look here at some stats for Reggie Jackson. How last month turned out for him, he's right around 9 points a night, 4 assists and 3 rebounds. I mean, the numbers aren't bad on their own, but he knows that he can help this team in a bigger way.
And sometimes it comes down to the flow of the offense. One night it's your night, another night perhaps it's somebody else's.
Thompson, he's checked in for Golden State. Puts it up. The Warriors pull it in.
Maybe he rushes that just a little bit, who knows, but he couldn't have gotten a better look than that.
Uses the glass to finish the layup. Thompson's got 10 points. Neither side has relented a bit in this back-and-forth affair.
You can sense the energy in the building already as this game is starting to build towards having a terrific finish.
Lee's checked in for Curry. There's 57 seconds left in the third quarter. Clippers moving the ball around. Here's Shamet. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And this is where you hope that he can find something easy so he can see the ball go through the net.
Here's Jackson. And that one off the back of the rim and in. And so it's Golden State with it. A 2-point game. Shoots from 12. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Here's Shamet. Here's Green. Drops in the layup for 2. Green's got his second bucket.
And they found the touch from the field here in the second half. It was a struggle in that first.
Thompson misses. Here's Jackson. And the shot goes in. Jackson's got the game tied up here for Los Angeles.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
Tie game in Los Angeles. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the 3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. The Warriors shooting 39% from the floor. Not their best. Shamet and Leonard are on the wing. Morris is out there with Green. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Ivica Zubac has checked in for Green, and it's Paul George in for Landry Shamet. Stephen Curry's checked in for the Warriors. Here's Leonard. That one off the back iron and out. And it's the Warriors' ball. Wiggins with it. Leonard picks him up. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That is his first foul of the game. And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. Wiggins outside. Outside Curry. Shot clock at 6. Out left to the wing. Over Beverly.
And he really seems to just have lost his touch at halftime.
Can't hit the free throw line jump. Oh, Leonard in position. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Incredible wingspan, unbelievable hands. The alley-oop is easy.
Here's Curry, not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down.
They continue to battle out there, so close to taking the lead.
Yeah, but that's been elusive. They've missed a few plays along the way that they'd love to have back.
George against Thompson. Puts up a 3. And it's George missing. And so it's Wiggins with it. He'll bring it up for the Golden State Warriors. Green, count it, good.
There's a dogged intensity with which Draymond Green plays the game of basketball. He will get to the space he wants and score it.
Outside, George. Here's Leonard. That falls. Nice speed that time from George. George has got his 4th assist in this one. Beverly against Curry. Green kicks to Curry from downtown, and it's Marquise Chris with the foul. That's his first foul.
Boy, it is simply an incredible offensive display when Stephen Curry gets rolling. It feels like every shot that he takes is going to go down.
The 3 from George. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Thompson from long range. It's good on the putback. Now it's a 5-point Warrior lead.
Well, Draymond Green in a big spot delivers with nice calmness. Go ahead, Draymond.
On the wing, George. He's covered by Thompson. George passes to Beverly. And it's good off the back of the rim and in.
Paul George will force you to stay balanced defensively because if you have a miscue, he will find the open guy.
And Thompson launches it from deep. And it's off from 3-point range. Los Angeles has gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Here's George. Pass to Beverly. Clippers moving the ball around. And here we go. Chris pass to Green. Now Chris covered by Morris. Curry kicks to Thompson. Shot clock at 5. Back to Curry. There's the pass to Thompson. And it's Thompson again missing.
When you're not in rhythm with the free ball, why do you keep firing from there?
Pass to Beverly. Morris looking over the floor. In the corner, George with it. covered. It's good. And what a sensational bucket to bring them within one.
So much riding on that shot. What a bucket.
I'll tell you, that changes things, doesn't it? Good job, young fella. What a game.
It drops.
Big shot maker. Wiggins poised in the clutch.
Beverly with the ball. Now defended by Wiggins. On the wing, Morris. No good with the triple. I think we'll see them burn the clock a bit here.
Yeah, smart move.
Took the opportunity when he saw it. And the Warriors lead by 6.
Klay Thompson loves delivering in tight spots. How easy does he make that big bucket look?
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Back to Beverly. George dishes to Leonard. This one for 3. The Warriors pull it in.
Well, he tries to answer with a 3 of his own and can't do it. You can't get caught up in the one-on-one aspect.
Thompson passes to Chris. Outside Curry. A three-pointer. Wiggins off the mark.
Well, not only is he a tremendous athlete, but Paul George is a...
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Dorrit.
to this special edition of 2K TV.
The wait is almost over. We are just days away from 2K Day and the launch of NBA 2K21.
And if you can't wait, you can get early access to the NBA 2K21 demo right now. Here's how you get started.
Well, the weekend has officially begun. It can be a circus. David, thanks. Now let's take a look at Denver's opening lineup. Millsap and Jokic, the big men. Then there's Murray. Then it's Michael Porter. And it's Craig in at shooting guard. And for Los Angeles, Patrick Beverly out there with Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Leonard in at the 3. Now here's Leonard. Dishes to Morris. Pass to Zubac. And Michael Porter is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. Well, toward the end of the season, some players hit a wall, others come alive. They can see the light at the end of the tunnel, but that energizes them. What can a guy do to keep improving till the season's end?
Well, I think it starts first with mindset, Kevin. Staying ready, which means you have to be diligent about staying in shape, getting your extra work in if you're not getting the reps in game. Stay even-keeled emotionally. You can't get too high or too low. Keep that professional perspective. I'm a pro. I'm doing what I've always dreamed of doing. I'm getting paid well to do it, and I'm going to focus on getting better each day.
Excellent perspective.
Well, for so much of what Paul George brings to the table, you have to start with his defensive impact. He is one of the top defenders in the league at his position, if not the best.
Here's George following the basket by Jokic. Outside, George. And the layup's good off the glass. George has got 7. You look at George with all he does, Greg, you sometimes forget how good his perimeter defense is.
Well, I mean, his teammates and coaches won't ever forget about the impact he has on that end. Even when George isn't scoring or the shot isn't falling, he is still a monster on the floor just with his defense alone. Lights out here, right out of the gate. Perfect 4-4 from the floor.
And it's Murray penetrating.
And, you know, really, when you look at it, Murray is quite crafty at getting contact on his drive. I like his fearlessness going to the hole.
The first free throw is good. Well, Clark, one thing you have to respect about Jamal Murray is how intense of a competitor he is.
And you can't substitute competitive spirit, Kevin. It's a great attribute to have. And you see that in how he's improved his game year to year. I mean, he loves being in the spotlight, going up against the game's big-name guards, and he doesn't shy away at all. That's a credit to him.
He must have thought he was a jungle gym the way he was climbing all over his back. Easy call.
Yeah, that's a good one there, man. I tell you, I appreciate the effort, but he overdid it just a bit there. He needed to get called for the foul.
And the Clippers making a change here. Green's checked in.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Yeah, shots falling, off to a very good start offensively as a result.
Murray, and the rejection by Zubac. And George gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Monte Morris is checked in for Murray. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Morris looking over the floor. 6 to shoot. Over Beverly. And again, Denver no good. Clippers leading by 7. Here's George. Offensive rebound.
You know what? Those are shots you just hate to miss when you get those kinds of bunnies on a possession.
And Jokic throws it down.
At his size, Jokic a threat to throw it down, showing you how dominant he can be inside.
Here's Beverly, and it's sent back by Millsap. And it's Paul George with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
And that's 2 fouls for him this quarter. A third would be a problem.
A different look for the Clippers. Landry Shamit's checked in for Zubac. Williams comes in for George. And it's Jackson in for Patrick Beverly. Plenty of daylight on that shot.
Millsap doing a nice job there reading the defense and makes a nice slick pass to burn the opponent.
And you look at how the Nuggets have become the team they are. A lot has to do with player development.
Exactly. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Denver has done a great job in the draft. Identify talent, stick to your guns in choosing that talent, then build it, develop it. Their front office has been fantastic.
The Nuggets trail by 3. Here's Dozier, and he dunks it down.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
Does it as well as anybody, fellas. Tremendous skill while in the air.
Outside, Green. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Morris passes to Jokic. Nice move. And the layup is up and in. Jokic has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
You know, it's evident that Jokic is comfortable operating close to the rim. He's outstanding with his shot selection.
Pass to Williams. And again, the turnover by the Clippers. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
Yeah, their long-range artillery hit the mark more often than not. A great equalizer when you're on the road.
They found their rhythm and kept piling it on. And a huge boost of confidence on the road for sure.
Here's what Denver's going with right now. Mason Plumlee's checked in for Jokic. Jeremy Grant comes in for Paul Millsap. And it's Troy Daniels in for Morris. And here are the Clippers now after the Nuggets pick up 2. Here's Jackson. And again, no good by the Clippers.
Boy, you've really got to put those away, especially against soft interior defense.
Grant kicks to Daniels. Grant down low. The putback.
Passion is something we love to see no matter what we're doing, and Leonard plays with great passion. Defensive menace, he gives everything he has to shut his man down while still doing it at the offensive end, too.
Nikola Jokic, a former 2nd-round pick, turned star.
Basketball, like passion.
In basketball, Greg, a big deal in Jokic's native land of Serbia.
And I love his creativity. There's an artistry and a freedom in how he plays the game.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the 2nd quarter. Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for the Nuggets.
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the 2nd quarter to play. So for the Clippers right now, they've got Landry Shamet, Reggie Jackson out there with Williams, and it's JaMychal Green, and it's Morris in at the 4 slot.
Picking up his 2nd foul here, has to be careful because they can pile up quickly.
Murray's checked in for the Nuggets. Puts it up from 17. Good as the jump shot falls.
Murray's shot is a real weapon for him. He's as reliable a shooter from the mid-range as it gets.
Passes it to Shamet. Back to Williams. Morris, left side. The Clippers need to get off a shot. And Williams gets it to go on the assist by Morris. Williams has got his 1st basket of the night.
Well, I tell you what, he's really working over that mid-range area, isn't he? Williams can pile up the points from there.
Here's Murray. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Their last meeting was in this building where they were able to come out on top.
And the last time these two met, they were able to get a big win because of that bench production. 2nd unit might be a factor in this one as well.
And you know what? If they run away with this game like they did in that one, I'd expect to see plenty of minutes again for the guys coming off the bench.
Morris with the ball. Now Bol defending. And now the Nuggets. Fast break. Here's Daniels. Good on the shot.
And at 7'2", Bol has incredible vision, including noticing when his teammates are open. And really, few guys in the league are more unique
than Bobo. Has length for days, but needs to add a tremendous amount of strength to guard his natural position.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Now, here is Morris. 9 points last game out. Williams dishes to Jackson. Morris passes to Williams. Outside Jackson. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. And talking about Bol, his dad, Manute Bol, was known for his defense. That is not the case for his son.
Well, they're two completely different types of players. Bobo's game is about skill. He can handle, he can shoot. And for someone who's 7'2", he's a tremendous playmaker.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George. Leonard, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Patrick Beverly comes in for Williams. Morris outside. And again, Denver no good.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Shot is good, and the Nugget lead is cut down to 2 on the bucket from Paul George.
Boy, George so long in all limbs, arms and legs, and he covers a lot of space in short bursts of time because of it.
Here's Jokic. He's coming off a 10-point game against Dallas.
Boy, he was piling up those assists in that one. I mean, every pass seemed to be on time and on target.
Sinks the three-pointer.
You know, each season, Jokic seems to improve his outside jumper, which means the defense has to respect his range.
Leonard looking around. Now the pass to Morris. And that one is off. And it's Denver the other way. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. And it's a 7-point Denver lead. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
The Clippers shooting their second and third shots at the line right here.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
That's been one of the strongest aspects of this team this season. I mean, there have been very few off nights for them at the free throw line.
And the Nuggets making a change here. Dozier's checked in.
And how about the strength from the big fella? Porter is used to having to power through contact. And the medical red flags for Michael Porter Jr. caused him to slide to the Nuggets in the 2018 draft. 2 back surgeries in less than a year. An injury suffered initially in his sophomore year of high school. The risk is there, but if his body holds up, potentially a star in the making.
Now here's Beverly. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Golden State. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Here's Jokic. Banked in off the glass. Jokic has got the lead up to 11 now for the Nuggets.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Porter with a block.
And, you know, as he learns the game at this level, he's going to block more shots. Porter has the length and the ability to move his feet.
And that does it for the first half of play. Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets under.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back. A pretty close game from the Nuggets throughout the first quarter. They were unable to ever build a big... And that does it for our...
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. You look at Jokic in this game, he has been everywhere.
And he was an absolute monster on the offensive glass in that first half. I don't know how you slow him down.
And you know what, guys? I think it starts with having a body on him every time a shot goes up. I mean, they've got to do a better job boxing out.
So on the floor for Denver, Millsap and Jokic, the big men. Then it's Michael Porter. Then there's Murray. And it's Craig in at the 2-guard spot.
You'd have to go far and wide to find any fan that doesn't enjoy watching Nikola Jokic play. This big fella is so smooth. He's got guard skills in a big man's body, and his game is so efficient. I love watching him work. Really always a plus to have a big guy stroke it from the line like that. The soft touch on full display.
To the inside. Murray, no good. And with Jokic, passing and playmaking, Clark, are his trademarks.
Well, I tell you what, the Joker is some kind of special as a big guy. His passing and touch and field and shot making, he really impressed me with all of that. He does everything you want from a center on the offensive end of the court and does it in his own unique, special way. He's a delight to watch.
Now here's Porter. Following the miss by Paul Millsap. Just 3 to shoot. Murray, the pass to Jokic. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. And that's 15 points for Jokic.
Jokic has such nice instincts for a big guy. Knows exactly when to shoot off the catch.
Morris, no good.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
And that one's good. Millsap.
Jokic doing a nice job consistently finding the open man.
The 3 from George. Tips it up. Great positioning on the putback.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third.
Deep 2 from Murray. It's hauled in by Zubac.
Nothing seems to be going down for him today.
Millsap with the steal. And now Jokic pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And Jokic throws it down.
You know, a big reason Millsap's a star is because of his defense. Great anticipation to come up with the steal and push it on the break.
George with the ball. 11 points in the game. And it's George finishing it off.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
And, you know, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly how you draw it up.
And the shot is good. Clark, among the bigs, which one do you think runs the floor the best?
Boy, I tell you, Anthony Davis is gazelle-like, and this guy is north of 7 feet tall and is just agile and quick in getting up and down. I think I'd put him at the top of the list. Clint Capella is in that category, and Giannis Antetokounmpo as well, but a lot of times he has the ball and is taking it rack to rack.
He does. He brings it up like a guard, and no one can stop him.
Nobody can stop that guy when he gets coming downhill at you.
Jokic with the steal. There's Porter with the 3. It's hauled in by George. Clippers trail by 17. Beverly wide open. And it's Denver with the rebound. Porter's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Pass to Jokic. Goes back up. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. Jokic has got 8 here in the quarter.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate.
Yeah, exactly. It sure is. Plenty of second opportunities. 8 of their last 10 points from the paint, but the defense still continues to back away and not show any aggressiveness.
Off on the layup.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Now here's Leonard. Hard to imagine, but the stats are tremendous as he averages close to 27 points a game. And the foul called on Marcus Morris. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Green, he's checked in for Zubac. Landry Shamet comes in for Morris. Lou Williams is checked in for George. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Patrick Beverly. Daniels with it. He's covered by Shamet. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Grant. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Daniels has got 6.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they?
Yes, they can, Kevin. They can't allow him to beat them to too many more of those.
Here's Grant. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Leonard with no one around. The basket is good off the assist from Williams. Leonard's got his second basket of the game. Grant gets a wide open look. No good. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Nuggets lead by 20. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. In a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. We've got Kawhi Leonard, Lou Williams out there with Jackson. Then there's Landry Shamet, and it's Green in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Now, here is Morris. Pulls up on the wing. It's rebounded by Leonard. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Their next game playing at home as the Nets come into town. And that's game 2 of this string of 4 games played at home. Denver leading by 18. Here's Morris. Second chance shot. Here's Plumlee. An easy 2 points on the layup.
And haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness about it.
And if it doesn't, this is only going to get uglier. I mean, that's no way to defend a player of his caliber.
Here's Leonard, following the basket by Mason Plumlee. Fires from deep, and another 3 for the Clippers.
How about Kawhi Leonard knocking down the 3 ball? Didn't have that shot when he got into the league. Love seeing how he's improved as a shooter with the outside jump.
Oh, he's going up for the alley-oop here.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. And the Clippers making a switch here. Morris is checked in, and Denver also making a switch. Jokic is checked in, and Jokic slams it in.
Tell you what, with Jokic, you've got to foul him harder than that. This big fella takes pride in finishing through the defense.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Zubac is checked in for Green, and it's Patrick Beverley in for Lou Williams. Mark, a big part of your game was rebounding. You controlled the glass so well. What's one thing you would tell young viewers if they wanted to improve their rebounding?
You know, I'm a little bit out of the norm here, but the biggest thing to me for rebounding is pursuing the ball. Boxing out is important, but pursuing the ball and good timing are the most important elements of rebounding. And that's what I would have players focus on. Pursue the ball.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for Denver.
Well, it's been an outstanding game for them in the open court. Their fast break points really stand out.
And also, guys, they take a lot of pride in their ability to rebound the basketball, especially on the offensive end.
Morris into the lane. Jokic, solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet. Jokic has got 26 points.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
And out of bounds as the Nuggets gain possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
And the Nuggets making a change here. Murray's checked in. Mark, it feels like we're seeing more and more of this, but bench celebrations and reactions at both college and pro levels.
Yeah, you know what, Kevin? I think it's an outgrowth of the social media platform.
You're right. I agree.
I think there's no question because anything that can be done that's creative and fun is going to find a life on social media and maybe go viral. And guys know that. They're aware. I mean, this generation has grown up with social media, so they understand that they could be seen beyond just the arena if they do something pretty clever.
And you and I are sitting over here watching it. We're laughing as much as anybody else, aren't we?
Oh, I'm not denying that it's fun. I love seeing it, actually, but on occasion it does get a little carried away.
And Jokic slams it in.
Wheeling and dealing in the pick and roll. Murray, an encouraging sign of him improving as a passer.
Here's George. Zubac. And it's Jokic with the rebound. Jokic just got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Murray, the pass to Jokic. 1:25 left in the fourth quarter, and it's Millsap with the extra effort.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will, and you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Nuggets.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And this will now push it to a total of 44 games in the win column on the season. And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Jokic.
He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
Now here's Murray. After the miss from Joakim Noah. Conley kicks to Murray. Noah with the block.
That's his second personal foul.
That's good from Joakim Noah.
And how about that quiet confidence with which Noah plays? A long, skilled defender who also chips in occasionally on the offensive end.
The Nuggets making a switch here. Dozier's checked in. Here is Daniels. From deep three-point range, a nice shot by Dozier. And it's the Clippers' ball. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. And here's Daniels. Dozier passes to Bull. We've got 13 seconds left in the game. It's tipped. Here's Magruder. Shoots a three. Cans it from downtown.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Certainly. I mean, they saw a weakness in the perimeter defense and took advantage of it.
And so it's Denver taking care of business in this one. A resound. All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks.
Once you pick your jumper, it's time to join the Clippers and test your build in a game against the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yes, and it's my player picking up the assist.
And if you're not feeling one of your builds, you have the ability to make 6 total builds and play 1 test game for each one. In the NBA 2K21 demo, you can also hit a quick game. That's right, you'll be able to play 5 total games with
A look from before as the Clippers made their way to the locker room, hoping to... And David...
Well, James Harden is...
No doubt, David, he is one of the best. Thank you. Here's the starting group for Houston. Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. Robert Covington out there with P.J. Tucker. And it's House in at the small forward position. And for the Clippers, they've got Paul George. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Morris. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's Zubac in at the center position. Here's Covington. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Just the first good move in a game of chess between these two coaches.
Strategy is going to be a big part of the outcome tonight. We'll see which team dictates the style of play.
Now here's Leonard. Against Golden State, he was really on his game. The putback, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Westbrook double team. Harden outside. And the jam by Harden.
And I just love how aggressive Harden is inside. When he's deep like that, he is ready to finish with authority.
Let's go. Houston now working with the new shot clock. Second shot opportunity, and he hits the jump shot. Harden's got his second bucket. Well, Smitty, for players and teams that are out of the playoff hunt, how do they stay motivated here to go the rest of the season every night, every practice, every trip?
And I think that's when the organization, your captains, your coaches, you got to talk about being a pro. Sometimes you lose focus. You're not in the playoffs, and maybe your team that was supposed to be or not slated to be in the playoffs, you still are a professional. You have to have a professional approach.
And defensively, you got to respect Harden's ability to drive. That just makes him exponentially more difficult to guard out at the line.
Now, here is George. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Golden State.
And he passed the ball so well in that game, keeping everybody involved, even as he was racking up all those points.
And so here is Houston following Marcus Morris's 3. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Beverley looking around. Latrey. Westbrook with the block. Pass to Tucker. Harden against George. And Harden with the basket on the assist from Tucker. That's 10 points for James Harden.
Yeah, you got your shooters and you have your scorers, but James Harden is both.
And it's Beverley missing. Rockets leading by 7. Right side Westbrook. Harden outside. From deep. Covington tips it back in.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
Yeah, and those second chance points can add up. And the Clippers miss again. On offense, here are the Rockets. They're on a 14-5 run here.
I mean, those huge hands of Kawhi Leonard give him great control of the ball. Very sparing with his turnovers.
And what a way to start this game, dominating at both ends of the floor.
They came in prepared, focused, and really jumped on the other team early.
George against Harden to the paint. Covington. It's hauled in by Zubac. And for Kawhi, he never seems like he's forcing the issue offensively.
I mean, he has studied the post games of Michael Jordan, and being able to score at all three levels has made the game easy. With his strength and his turnaround jumper, he can get his shot off with ease.
Now Westbrook following the miss by Marcus Morris from deep. Westbrook passes to House. And Tucker kicks to Harden. Just 5 to shoot. Passes to House. Right wing. No one near Westbrook as he lets it go. Drains it from beyond the arc.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Harden finds Westbrook. Harden scanning the floor. Fires the 3. We've got 22 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Back to Tucker. Another shot. The rebound by Paul George. Here's Leonard. That falls. Nice speed that time from George.
Hard not to call Leonard's number every time down the floor. He's become that dominant.
James Harden getting it done for Houston. He got into double digits. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And when you consider how the Rockets are doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
Aggressive at running guys to the backboard. You could tell it was part of their game plan coming in.
And they have the guys to do it. Play to your strengths, and they can make up for some of your weaknesses.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So for the Clippers right now, Reggie Jackson out there with Williams. Then there's Landry Shamet, and it's JaMychal Green, and it's Morris in at the 4 spot. Rivers against Williams. Rivers kicks to Carroll. In the corner, it's McLemore. Offline with his 3. Clippers trail by 12. They kick it out to Green. And we've played through the first minute here in the second.
Well, he's going to have some explaining to do on the sideline about why he took that shot.
Low percentage chance. If it's not there, give up the rock. Trust your teammates.
Now here's Jackson. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Drops one in from the wing.
You know, spending a lot of time in practice on shooting drills. Reggie looking calm and confident from that spot.
And Green slams it in.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Now here's Williams. His numbers are looking pretty good. He's got his scoring average up around 18.5 points a game. Morris dishes to Williams. Morris passes to Williams. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. Jackson misses. Rockets leading by 12. Green finds Carroll. Clemens guarded by Jackson. Can't hit from in close. Clippers have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. And for a long time, JaMychal Green was mostly an energy player. But he's expanded his game lately.
Worked on developing an outside shot. He can drop a few threes from the power forward spot now, Kevin. He still has a high motor. You love the activity around the rim.
Doesn't get it to drop for him. So the Clippers will take it the other way. They won their last game against the Rockets in Houston.
And they cruised to a big win in their last meeting, getting that opposing starting lineup out of the game early with foul trouble.
You can bet that was their game plan from the get-go. Don't be shocked if they're aggressive again today as well.
And so here is Houston following the basket by Marcus Morris. Count it. Green's got 6 in the quarter.
Shutout in the first quarter. He's heating up now. I like the aggressiveness.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Landry Shamet. That's his first foul. Leonard, he's checked in for the Clippers. Paul George comes in for Reggie Jackson. Now, here is Harden. He's coming off a 37-point game against the Lakers in Los Angeles. Bobbed up there for Green. Tries to keep it alive. And again, the turnover by the Clippers. Well, you need good passing from your forwards as much as you do from your guards. These are small forwards leading the way in assists. Fifth best, Kawhi Leonard.
The passes we've seen some of these guys make from the wing, just outstanding, truly gifted distributors.
Teams benefit so much from having these guys at the small forward position that can pass. It's like having 2 point guards on the floor.
And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. They've only given up 6 here in this quarter. Williams with a clean look bangs home the trifecta. Williams has got 5 points so far. Now Harden, he's got 10. Up again, it's good on the putback. And the Rockets lead by 9.
The uncanny ability to time the tip in. He does this night in and night out.
And George, here we go. Can't get it to fall.
Offensively, that's how you want to end the possession, except for the result.
Here's Tucker. Tries again. Pass to Harden. Down low. And Tucker kicks to Carroll. With the tip, it's hauled in by George. LA's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Shamet on the wing, guarded by Harden. George, no good. Now here's McLemore. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Here's Tucker. Can't cash in from close range. And so it's Houston, ahead by 9.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball. Houston was looking great right away. They led by as many as 12 points, fueled by tough defense. And that's going to do.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Steve, the number of timeouts and even fouls have dropped in recent years. Do you think that's brought a better flow to the game?
Yeah, I think so. I know we have so much stoppage in our game, especially when they go to the referee's review. If we could do something about that, but I love that they've dropped the number of timeouts to keep the flow of the game. That's what most fans want to see, just the flow of the game continue.
And so in the game for the Rockets, Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. E.J. Tucker is out there with Robert Covington, and it's House in at the 3, the small forward.
Agile play to get his hand in there and get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
Harden against George. Here's Beverly. No good there. And the Rockets take it the other way. Here is Harden. 10 points for him. A 3-ball. And there's the foul. It will go on P.J. Tucker. That's his first foul. Clippers trail by 11. George with no one around. No good from outside.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat. I love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
I'm impressed with their intensity tonight. They came in focused and they executed.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
Los Angeles shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. Houston making a switch here.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Rivers finds Green. Now here's Covington. And the basket is good. Covington's got the lead up to 13 now for the Rockets.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
A uncontested shot at the rim, you have to compete at all times.
Now, here is George. And he can certainly fill it up when they need him to. He's averaging almost 21 points a game.
And there's never been any question about George's three-point range. He just goes through stretches where he knocks down the three at a ridiculous rate.
Here's Clemens. Again, the Rockets score.
And I love the tenacity, guys. He simply can will his way into games at times and exert his presence.
And it's Leonard with the jam.
And boy, Kawhi is the perfect target. The big reach to get to the pass and the great hands on the catch.
To the paint. Here's Green. Here's Covington. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Covington's got 8 points.
Putting consistent pressure on this defense. Just the threat of him out there makes this offense work.
And they got to keep him off the glass. For a little guy, he can be a handful on the offensive boards if you're not aware of him.
I mean, wonderful court vision. Sometimes Rivers gets locked in to finding his own shot. This time, finds the open man.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead. And what a journey it's been for Austin Rivers since being drafted 10th overall back in 2012. Looked like he might not have what it takes to be an NBA player early, but he persevered and is now an integral part of this group.
And the Clippers have possession. Following the three by Houston that round. It's good, and the Rocket lead is cut down now to just 12 on the basket from George.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
The shot by House is no good. And with Rivers, he's never given up on himself and continued to add to his game. Even, Greg, as he's gone from team to team.
You know, he's shown that he can function as either the point or off guard and still give great production from either spot. And as he grows older, you could see him being a top-level sixth man for the rest of his career.
The shot by House is no good. Los Angeles has gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. That's good. The Houston lead is cut down now to just 10 points with that basket from Kawhi Leonard.
I love it, Kawhi. When you have skills from the mid-range, you don't need to force anything.
Here's Green. Tries again. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's on Kawhi Leonard.
Clearly a foul.
The Rockets shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight.
And typically a strength of theirs, 79% on the season.
And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Green, he's checked in for Zubac. Landry Shamet comes in for Marcus Morris. Williams, he's checked in for George. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Patrick Beverly. Now here's Jackson. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. Harden the pass to Carroll. Houston moving the ball around. Fires from the wing. They grab their own miss. Kicks it out to Harden. The pass to McLemore. Another miss by Houston. A deep three from Leonard. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so it's the Houston Rockets enjoying a 12-point lead as they... And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for Los Angeles. A 12-point game. Their next game playing at home as the Nets come into town. That'll be the second of 4 games at home for them. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Green. Then it's Williams. Then there's Landry Shamet. And it's Jackson in at the 1. That's who's out there for the Clippers. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. Houston making a switch here. Covington's checked in. In the corner. Shamet with it. There's the 3. And it's rebounded by Covington. Covington's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Harden. And Harden with the stuff.
And it is easy to get spoiled watching Harden. He's had so many games like this in his career, but you still got to appreciate what he does.
The drive by Green, and yes, it's good.
Great job executing the offense. That pass on time and on point.
Here's Harden, and the jam by Harden.
And Harden proving why he's an elite ball handler, absolutely cutting the D to pieces with his move.
And that one's good, Shamet. Rockets leading by 8. Westbrook passes to Covington. The Clippers grab the miss. Now the Clippers moving it up. And here's Leonard from 3. Nailed from three-point land.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
You know what? They talked about this at halftime, and they're doing a better job of creating space.
Marcus Morris is checked in for Williams. Westbrook dishes to Tucker. He can't hit that time. Great D that time from Green.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Jackson, that's good.
Yeah, this offense is rolling. They've been assertive, but they're also playing under control.
And it has them in a great spot to take the lead. They love to get a few stops now at the other end.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Green kicks to Leonard. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. And 11 points for Leonard.
Yeah, and it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Back to McLemore. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That'll be his second foul of the game. And Los Angeles with some changes. Zubac is checked in for Jermichael Green. Paul George comes in for Landry Shamet. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Reggie Jackson. Daniel House is checked in for the Rockets. Now, here is Harden. Rocket 6. It's Westbrook with the drive. And the rejection by Zubac. Here's George. A second chance effort. And he drops in the layup off the glass. George has got 12 points here in the second half.
And guys, when George gets cooking, you are in for a long night. He's just fantastic at finding different ways to score.
Now here's Beverly. Harden missing his last shot. Drills the three-pointer.
Patrick Beverley plays with a scorer's mentality. Takes the opportunity to step up.
Harden against George. Harden outside. Kicks it to Westbrook. To end the run. It's hauled in by the Clippers. And now the Clippers on the break. Oh, Morris in position. An emphatic LU jam.
Yeah, important points from Morris. And when he's feeling it, he'll step up and take control.
Covington, and a lot of contact on that one. So and here we go. A coach's challenge has been initiated. We have to now review the personal foul in question.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively and involving the coaches by being able now. A challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Now here's Leonard. Following the miss by Marcus Morris. Comfortably. The coach's challenge has been issued. Close game like this, down to the wire, this is what it's for.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, You really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, over that last break, I listened to Mike D'Antoni talk to his team. Yes, they're behind right now, but he's still upbeat. He said, guys, we can get back in this game. Stay together out there. All-out effort can win this game.
Thank you, David.
High percentage look for him. But bottom line, they're not all going to go down.
And so it looks like the Rockets will retain possession here.
Great energy on the deflection and a good job disrupting their offense.
This is called an effort play. Terrific hustle at the defensive end.
Now here's Beverly. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Morris with the bucket.
Yeah, coming down the stretch, they've become reliant upon their perimeter game.
You know, when you're raining threes, you can stack up points in a hurry, but it can go the other way as well.
Love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
Good job. Want to keep fueling that lead. Make your free throws.
Back to Rivers. He dishes it to Mba Amute, and it doesn't even draw iron. So the Clippers with the win. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but
David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony,